Okay,
Okay, here we are.
we're live. We're Memorex. Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good
Good morning.
Morning. Hi, everybody.
It's good to be together, and too bad it's not in person, but at least it's something. Something is better than nothing. That's right.
Oh,
right?
this is great. It's better than better. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're great.
I'm
All right,
waiting for the cartoon.
You got it. We'll do that soon. All right.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, let's get started. September 12th, 10 a.m. We're ready to go. Okay, just a quick update on the coronavirus. I talked to Penny yesterday, and sure enough, the fall art show has been canceled.
Okay. Oh, God.
And the activity fair will be via Zoom. Apparently, there will be a form in the October newspaper, and I asked Penny if she could please mail it to all the club presidents so we'll have a hard copy in our hand. And I guess what will happen is we'll do a little spiel about our club or something at a certain time or whatever. So I'll share the details when it gets a little closer. But those are the two big news. You all saw that all the offices are now open, but by appointment only. In other words, if you need to see the rec office, you can call and book an appointment. Same with the administration building. You'll be able to get into the administration building for an appointment, but the library will be blocked off. That's my understanding, at least.
Yes.
And Charlene would know better than I, that's for sure.
No, you're right. That's exactly how it's going to be.
So it's baby steps, and that's what we would want, is we would want baby steps until everything's better, that's for sure. We all want to stay safe. Okay, there's our communications page that we normally have. You can find us on Flickr, you can find us on the web, you can find us in our group, and you can find us on Facebook. We have the best people and we have the best webmaster.
We do.
We definitely have the best webmaster.
Yes, we do, Bob.
Yeah.
It's just
On
incredible.
the membership dues, many of you paid in advance, and if you did, you're identified over on the right-hand side. All those people are paid, and if your name's not up there, then you probably should get a check. You can mail a check to me, and I'll make sure that Chris gets it.
I paid you cash. Didn't I pay you, Bob? I thought I paid you before I left.
I thought I did too.
Well, let's find out here. Are you listed?
I can send over no, I don't see Kelly on there, on my list. I haven't gone all
No,
the way
you're
down.
right. Yeah, you're right. I don't see you. We'll double check. We'll
Oh.
double check. We'll double check, but you should be on there if you did pay. We'll double check.
Well,
All right,
I didn't give you a check. I gave you cash at the end of a meeting.
All right, we'll check.
Okay. I can always repeat it if you don't find it.
Okay, we'll double check. Chris and I'll check. All right, so here's our normal activity calendar. I did make the update that the activity fair is on Zoom and the fall art show is canceled. That means that we will have a meeting on the 14th then, just as normal. In speaking to Penny, she seemed to think we would be okay on our theme contest, and also that the spring art show would probably be okay in March. That's based on if the figures keep improving and if the vaccine's out there readily available and a lot of people are taking it, that type of thing. So I can't update you about next year yet, but that's where we know we are right now.
What's our theme, Bob? I've forgotten.
So the theme within a theme contest, that's the 5 photos
Yeah, but
in a theme that we held in the classroom that's open to the public.
What is the theme this year?
what is the theme? I've forgotten. Shows you how much
I
I've done.
think it's a day in the life, but
Oh, yeah.
it's on the web. We can look it up before you go.
All right.
Okay, there's our meetings at a glance. I had to redo it because at the board meeting, we decided that rather than have the 3-way alternate where we have a guest speaker, then a short video and share. And then we have a regular meeting with a instructional video that we would just go to two formats. The one is the guest speaker, and the other is we'll have our business meeting. We'll do our weekly challenge, and then we'll have the instructional video. I got a new series for us. It's called National Geographic. Well, I'll get to that later in the presentation. We have a new series that we can start on October 17th. And what I'd like to do at the end of this meeting is we'll finish up the travel that Charlene was kind enough to share with us. We'll have that lesson 6 of the travel series, which was due to show on March 14th before we got rudely interrupted. I've got several, working on several guest speakers, but already we've lined up October 31st, which is Halloween. We're gonna have Kathleen Reeder with wildlife tips. So, and then I'm working on other speakers to get that going. And also I've asked Chris if he would do the Flickr presentation, which not all of us got to see before we got shut down. So anyway, what we'll do is we'll have the business meeting, the weekly challenge, sometimes the monthly challenge, and then we'll have the instructional video. Some of you that attended the test meeting before have seen this, but I'll show it again for the benefit of those that weren't here. This is the new series that will start on October 17th. I have the fundamentals #1, but a lot of it is stuff that we've covered other places, like the triangle and things that I think that we've pretty well gotten down. This new one called Fundamentals 2 is a little more on the creative side, and it doesn't go into a lot of settings and stuff. It goes into more environments and how to handle special shooting situations and so forth. Here's a little preview.
We're not getting it, the audio.
No
Oh.
sound.
Maybe you can enlarge the screen also.
See, where's that setting? I gotta think, hang on. Oh. That setting should have been already okay.
You're getting the audio, but we're not.
At the end of it.
Turn this, yeah, down on the right-hand corner.
No.
Hit the speaker.
That help?
We're not getting the audio.
Hit the speaker on the right-hand corner.
No, his speaker's on.
Is it?
Yep.
He's hearing it,
I
but we're
didn't
not.
see the line when it went up. Hit the speaker and see how far up it is. Up. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. You hear it now?
No.
Oh. Here are your pots and pans.
Nobody in here is messing with pots and pans. You got it, Bob, but we don't.
You can't hear it?
No.
No.
There's a
But you
place for
can't.
that.
I can hear it from your office.
There's a place for that. I'm trying to think where it is.
Well, can you double click on the screen and enlarge it and maybe the volume will come up? Because we're not into the screen. No, the
Choices for audio are in the
program.
bottom left.
the
Can that
YouTube
help?
program. No.
Good data, so. celery as it turned up.
There must be something you have to hit to make it
Yeah, okay.
share.
It's a short video anyway. There is a place to check for video when I go to show the lesson. I'll find out if that setting is wrong. Anyway, that's the new series that'll start on October 17th. Then the other change is that the former homework assignment, we're going to call that the monthly challenge now. So it's the same as the homework assignment. You can submit up to 3 photographs on a known topic and submit those, and those will go into the library that we use to refill the showcase. And for October, we're going to have active senior living. November will be birds, and December will be desert wildflowers. And we'll go into more detail on that as we go along.
Do we put them in the computer club then, Bob? Where do we just
Yeah,
drop
I
them off?
haven't. It'll really be up to Ruth, and that's Ruth's area, and I'm not sure whether she's coming back or not. There's some other things we can do, but let's see whether Ruth comes back, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
And then the other idea I had previously, but I'm going to put it on hold for now. There was a new idea I had that if everybody saw a photograph that just for some reason just really reached out and grabbed you, that you really thought it was special, if there was any way that you could either grab a copy or get a copy to me, and then we would put it in the presentation, and then when the presentation part came up, I would turn it over to you to share with what makes it so special about you, or about what made it special to you. Was it the nostalgia? Was it the leading lines? Was it the stormy clouds? Was it the red lights? I mean, you would be free to just tell us in your own words, why this photo just really grabbed you. But we'll put that on temporary hold for right now.
Bob, I just
Yes.
was going to make a comment. Our October monthly challenge, who's going to turn in for active senior living a picture of everybody Zooming?
That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Okay. Then on the weekly share, we're going to go ahead and have that, but going to have to change the way we do it, because no longer will Walt be sitting at the front of the classroom and you walk up and you hand him your stick. It really is one of our most popular activities, so we're going to try to continue it. And the rules will be that there's still 8 photos per member per meeting. And because we have to accumulate the things prior to the Saturday meeting, we're going to have to set up a deadline of noon on Friday. And there'll be 2 ways to submit the photos. One is you can either resize the photos and submit them by email to my email address by the deadline. And the other way is we're starting a new library system that utilizes thumb drives. So if you're not familiar with how to zip files and resize them and all that sort of thing, and so that they can be sent by email, then you can come over to 2312 and pick up a thumb drive, which will be on a lanyard hanging on the right-hand side of this box on our front porch. And then you take it home and you put your folder on there with your name and the topic, and then your 8 photos inside. And then you come back and you drop it in the box in the slot that's at the top, and then close the lid. And then that would also have to be done by 12 noon Friday. Do not disturb the residents of the house. Do not ring or knock. Just with a quick question. There is no quick question. Use the box. Don't ring the doorbell. Don't knock. That's all we ask. And I got to thinking about it. This also would be a place you could drop your check if you wanted to save a forever stamp on your dues. If you wanted to pay $15 cash, put it in an envelope with your name on it, you could drop that in there. If you want to write a check for your dues that's got your name and check number on it, so you could drop that in there. And potentially this would replace the pink basket when it's our time to host the show. And it could also serve as a depository for the monthly challenge, if that's okay with Ruth. But like I say, that's her ballywick, and we have to wait till she gets back to let her decide on that. But anyway, it's a new tool, and we hope you'll find it useful, and you'll be able to share your photos just like old times.
Bob, how much is it for one person?
One person is $10 a year.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, the floor is open. Questions, answers. Everybody participate. Jump in. No questions? I love it.
Bob, I've got some. Bob,
Wait, yeah.
not a question, but an answer, just something that was on my mind lately. I've been using Raw Therapy, which is one of the free programs for editing photos.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many types of photos. I've been shooting RAW, and so I use it to edit RAW, but I've also done some JPEGs. It's complex, but it's fairly easy to understand, and it is free.
Huh, never heard of it.
Raw Therapy.
Raw Therapy, that's good. It's good to know. Why don't we check it out? Just what, do you have the link or anything?
Not offhand, but it's one word, Raw Therapy, and it's therapy, E-E, not Y.
Okay, good to know. I'll check
Can
it
you
out. And
type
I'll,
that
see if-
on the chat? Can you type that onto the chat?
Yeah, that'd be one way to do it. Or also I could look it up offline and email it out to the group.
Yeah, Bob, I'd be happy if you looked at it and then provided information.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, just send it to the group. Just by sending an email to LW Photo at Google Groups, you know the one.
Okay.
Very good. Anybody else have something to contribute?
Yeah, hey, Bob. I
Go ahead.
just need to clarify, those weekly photos, there's no theme attached to that, correct?
Oh, there is.
For the weekly?
Oh yeah, the weekly I have
Yeah.
a theme, just like we always have a theme. They're on
Okay,
the web. I didn't put it in the presentation, but that's a great point. Yeah,
okay, so they're on the web, okay.
yeah. I'll publish it in advance, though. You're right. I should do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
What else?
I have a comment
Sure.
that since we can't have our normal type of field trips, if anybody has an idea for a virtual field trip or a way of doing something a way that we could send people out individually on a field trip idea, let me know.
That's a great suggestion. Thank you. What else?
I get on my email the Botanical Gardens virtual trip, and I get from the Phoenix Art Museum, going through the art museum virtual.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I get the Phoenix art. It's sort of nice. It's not bad, but it's not something we do together. I think if what Bessie's looking for probably is something where we can experience something together, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, somebody said at the coffee morning the other day is they took a camera and stuff and just put it on video, and instead of showing themselves, they just walk through the park or walk through a place, and you're seeing them as they're walking. You're moving with it as it's going through the place, sort of thing. So that was
Let's explore that, because there was a series called there's a walkabout series on Europe like that.
Yeah. Yes, there is. There is.
And I like it. It's a nice walkabout series.
Yeah.
It's like you're really there.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's explore that. I like it. What else?
Tell me the email or the website, I mean, for our club.
LW Photo, www.lwphoto.club, C-L-U-B. Okay. Anyway, what I would like to do for this meeting is Charlene has agreed to give us some pictures that she'll share with us, and I'm going to put those on the screen, and she can talk about those. And that'll be our weekly challenge with Test Pilot Charlene. And then what I'll do is I'll put that lesson 6 on, and then you're free to come and go as you like, and we'll go from there. So stand by.
Okay, so I picked a theme for myself of the good earth. And it was pictures that I've taken this past year. This is one of Vermilion Cliffs, and I really liked it because, I mean, it's the colors in the rock and the flow of the rock was just amazing to me. So this was one that I wanted to share.
It's a very clear day too. That's lucky you caught a nice clear day.
Yes.
It's a beautiful
the
shot.
colors.
Right here?
I love the colors.
Yes, and the colors are just amazing. It's one of the most incredible places I've been. So next, please.
Okay.
This is Pensacola Beach, and I like the pattern in the sand. The sand in Pensacola Beach is like incredibly white, but these are all the tide marks that come in. So it captured my attention, and I'm sharing it with you.
I was having trouble understanding what it was, but now that you say it's a little bit of dirty sand, it's beautiful texture. The first thing I noticed was the subtle colors and the beautiful texture.
Next, please.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, these are crocus that I took pictures of in January up in Seattle. I couldn't believe that crocus were coming up in January, but there they are. And it made me hopeful for spring, but that was misplaced. So
Are those tulips?
no, they're crocus. They're
Yeah.
crocus that normally come up in early in the year, usually around March.
Yeah.
But these I took this in Seattle, and they were up in January.
Yeah, we get them in England like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're very small, but they look similar.
They're not even more than 5 inches tall.
Beautiful.
One, please. Took this in Sunset Crater. This is a tree that kind of fell and died, and you can see all the lava rock around it. I loved the juxtaposition of the light and the dark, and the formerly living and the now living on the lichen, and it had a lot of contrast for me, and that's why I'm sharing the picture with you.
The light is outstanding, and you have natural leading lines.
And next, please.
and wonderful texture.
Yes.
This is a storm cell that was forming on the high plains. I mean, it speaks for itself. It was very, very powerful.
Beautiful.
Next, please. This is the watchtower, which is up very close to Sunset Crater. This was a hard photo to get because it was a very bright day. And I was on actually the shady side of the watchtower shooting up at it. So I was quite pleased with this photo.
That's the side of the watchtower we don't normally see.
Yeah, I kind of walked down and around behind it.
Yeah.
I see.
Next one.
Beautiful shot, and love the blue sky.
Good country. Oh,
Oh, look at that.
My favorite bird in the whole world is hummingbird, and I managed to catch this shot. I think I was in San Diego at the time, but I can't remember.
Beautiful.
One. And all of my other ones are like on the theme of the good earth, and this is the +1. And I was in Balboa Park. I saw this guy taking a picture of like super dogs, and his little dog is looking over his superpower dog, and his little dog next to him is like a mind reader superpower dog. Like, why are you taking my picture? Anyway, so it was just so funny to me, and that's why I wanted to share it with you guys.
Beautiful.
that's a
Thank
fun
you.
one.
That worked okay, huh?
That was good.
Yeah.
Yep.
It worked out okay.
Thank you,
That was
Charlene.
fine. Okay, then so on October 17th, I'll get the, I'll show you where to find the themes on the website before we go, but in fact, maybe I'll show you that real quick. I don't want to do it on the construction one. I redid the website too. I took off the notice about the fall art show. There was a banner up here, which is a new feature where you can put a banner that something really important. I had one up there about the fall art show, but I took it off. Okay. I redid this too, so that there's fewer headings and make things a little easier to find. And here's your club meetings, and here's your weekly challenge.
Okay.
And then you come down here, and here's all the weekly challenges for some time. Here's the current one. So on October 17th, it'll be an unusual vehicle, and then humorous, and then we got a guest speaker. Then November 7th is something noisy. And this will change too, because we will have a meeting this day. So anyway, that's how to find it, okay? But there's all kinds of useful information here. Also have to take that one down. But about our new meeting time, welcome back, and all that stuff. So, and this one's got the about us, the club officers, the calendar, the contact, and membership information. And here's where we keep our fall art show, scavenger hunt, Leisure World Foundation show, the theme, and the spring art show.
Do you think they're going to get to that, Bob?
What's that?
Foundation show. What's the thing?
I hope so. January's kind of pushing it, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But here's your information about education, photo shoots, the weekly challenges, and weekly presentations. This is an important one here too. If you are out of town or whatever and you missed a meeting, this is where this is the archives where they all are.
I'm sorry, Bob,
seasons.
going back, what's the name of the foundation show?
It's just called the Leisure World Foundation.
Yeah, but what's the theme?
Yeah, we have that.
Was it animals? No.
No.
That was last year.
Reflections or something.
Here it is. Bill Harrison will present Goldfield Boom or Bust. The
Oh,
photography club will exhibit pictures of the ghost town along with
Cowboys,
pictures of
okay.
cowboys and desert.
okay.
Okay.
See, you guys just got to go to the website once in a while. You find stuff out. You never know.
I've been so busy this summer, Bob.
I'm telling you. You're so busy avoiding COVID-19 that, yeah, I understand. All right, and then last but not least, I'll show the movie. And you know what? I got to check one thing here. Everything looks okay there. All right, let's try the movie and see if we get sound.
We live in hope.
I would think it might go over. Oh, yeah.
Can you hear the sound?
No.
No. Can you? Yeah, you're the only one that has sound, Bob.
Bob, just tell us what he's saying.
There's a setting where you make the share computer sound. Okay, let's try again.
So I want to let you on a little secret.
Yay!
This lesson is my
Sorry about
favorite
that.
by far. Why? Because we're going to talk about storytelling. We're going to talk about surprises. We're going to talk about serendipity. Indeed, all the things that go into making a really fine photograph. That's what I want to talk about. You know, you can research all you want. That's fine. but you have to put some thought, some imagination, some creativity into things. And then once you get there, you have to be able to just let yourself go and be aware of all the possibilities. You know, it's a starting point. These lists that you come up with at home or your research, that's a starting point. See where it takes you. That's the gravy. That's the good stuff. And above all, be patient. Allow yourself the time to really work a situation or to just sit and patiently watch and see what happens. If you put enough time into it, your results will be amazing. But it starts right up here. You really have to think about this. So let me show you exactly what I mean. Let's get started. So on the National Mall, it's loaded with big iconic structures. It's fantastic. And I look and there's the Washington Monument, and it is covered with scaffolding. They're trying to repair earthquake damage from a couple years ago. So what do? We try to shoot that right now. Yuck. It doesn't get any worse. It's so bright and the sun's coming from the wrong direction. What are we gonna do? Well, if we look this way with the sun, we have the World War II Memorial and it's beautiful. Now the light's a little strong, but people are in very colorful clothing. There's lots of action, lots of activity. Let's go down there and see what we can get. Now I'm down inside the World War II Memorial, and it is bright and it is hot, but this is the time the bus dropped me off. I'm on vacation. I gotta make pictures. This is the time. What am I gonna do? Well, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look at the angle of the sun. It's going that way. So I'm looking, okay, that's fine. And I'm in this big, beautiful stage of sorts. It's very monochromatic here. What am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna wait for players to appear. Of course, thousands and thousands of people come here per day. It's summertime. This is actually quite a wonderful time to shoot in a way. True, it's not as subtle as you'd have at dawn or dusk, but the place is a lot more empty then. So this is a time to really see the dance of life. Thousands and thousands of tourists here. They're all wearing colorful outfits, or a lot of them are. This is a really good chance to think about technique and how to make good frames when it just appears to be just chaotic and kind of a mess. I'm gonna start simple and stay simple actually, because it's hot. I don't want to be carrying a lot of gear. I've got my Nikon D4 camera here, but it doesn't matter what kind of camera you have really. But I do care about lens choice. I've got a 28-300 here. It's a really nice wide telephoto zoom, and I can make a variety of pictures here, and I tend to do that. Now, the first technique I want to talk about here is when you're faced with a lot of sun, is that when you're going to use an aperture that's wide open, a big hole in your lens like f2.8? Nope, it's too bright. You'd use that type of an aperture if you were talking about low light, beginner and end of the day. But right now, with the sun beating down, I'm going to use a very small aperture, f22, tiny hole in the lens. Why? It lets less light into the sensor. You wouldn't want to burn up your camera's sensor, right? It wouldn't actually burn up, but everything would be overexposed. So a tiny hole in the lens lets a small amount of this big light in, and it has a second effect. A tiny hole in the lens, that gets us lots and lots of depth of field. So everybody's gonna be in focus. That's great, that's terrific. I want everybody to be in focus. Tons of people, I can stack them up no matter where I am virtually. If I'm using a medium to wide angle, everybody's gonna be in focus, okay? So that's a good technique to use, is a very small hole in the lens, small aperture, lots and lots of depth of field. That's a very good thing to start with, and a lot of fun, actually. We don't get an opportunity to do that very much, but you do if you're working in the middle of the day. So let's talk about a second technique, okay? A second really good technique for creating nice, interesting visuals, no matter what the time of day. It's called rule of thirds. You know about rule of thirds, don't you? That's when we don't just center our subject, we put subjects off in the corner. The subject could be people, could be dogs, could be fountains, could be these structures here at this beautiful memorial, could be anything really. Just get the subject off center and use those corners well. You don't have to have every corner filled, but we like to think of the frame, if you were to divide it up in a grid pattern, you'd have little power points, little points around the frame at the intersections of these lines. That kind of divides the frame up into thirds or even into smaller pieces, and it just gives us a reason or a mechanism mentally to get the subject off center and still make the eye wander about. So I'm sure you've noticed this lovely lady back here. This is actually a friend of mine named Claire, and she is dressed to the nines and she's in very vibrant colors. We're gonna do a little bit of rule of thirds with her. Claire, turn on around here for the folks. Okay, stay right there. Now, Claire's got a lot of sun on her. Of course, she's using an umbrella, but I can't see the color. So, Claire, go ahead and put the umbrella down. Set it right there. And let's get the purse on the ground too. And that way we have some more color around her. Perfect. Now just stand there. Smile. That's all right. Now, it's fine like this, but there's a couple things we can do to improve. Number one, I'm not quite up high enough. I'm going to elevate the camera. I'm going to make the top of her head stand out against this big, big stage, this big monochromatic area. And I'm also going to have Claire look into the sun. That's going to put more sun on her face and on her clothing. So go ahead and look into the sun. Perfect. There we go. I'm going to elevate the camera just a bit. The beauty of digital is you can see exactly what you're getting. Yep, hold on to your sunglasses. That's nice. That's excellent. So I've got Claire down in that bottom right-hand corner, really. In fact, to make it easy, Claire, why don't you dig through your purse for a minute? So now she's lower, she fits well into the scene. Perfect. Now I'm waiting for people to walk through the scene, trying to get it clean behind her, but people are always in motion. It's no big deal if you're patient, right? Very good. Smile, pretty. There we go. I'm gonna have you look off into the sun one more time. Great, thank you. Put the umbrella back on, stay out of the sun. So that's a very easy, simple way, isn't it? Very simple way. If you're out here with loved ones or friends or just capturing the dance of life, think about rule of thirds. That's a really nice way to create a lasting image that goes to work and is something you'll want to look at over and over again. Now on the outside of the World War II Memorial, it's just as beautiful as the inside. It is really a lovely place and wide open spaces and lots of devices to do framing and layering here. What do I mean by that? Well, layering in terms of there's people walking past in the foreground and on the ramps leading down into the main basin. And then there's lots of people in the background and there's fountains in between. And then there's big structures in the back, big towers made of stone. So there are a million different elements here. Lots of layers, and the framing devices become the columns themselves, and you can see back into there between them. So really nice structure to compartmentalize different things here. That's what I mean by framing. I have my friend Claire back here. Claire, are you ready? Claire's gonna walk by to give us that foreground layer, just to illustrate this. She's in very colorful clothing. She's gonna stand right out from the more somber gray stone. All right. Perfect, thank you, thank you. So of course my home state of Nebraska is right there. I had to include that. Now, again, you don't have to have somebody in colorful clothing. You can just be patient. How about that? If you hang out, there's lots of opportunities because there are so many people here, thousands of people literally in a day. Just wait for them to walk through. Wait, watch that scene unfold in front of your very eyes. You're gonna have busloads of people coming by if you're on a bus trip. You're gonna see that scene build and fall apart, build and fall apart. It's a great way of making something much more visual than just the monument itself. So try that, be patient, allow that scene to build and layer up, and then dissipate again. You'll know your shoot's over. And you'll probably get something really nice for just hanging around and shooting quite a few pictures. The more you shoot, the better it's gonna look. Now we're down talking about another technique, leading lines. What are leading lines? Well, they're pretty simple. They're lines that lead your eye into a photograph. Maybe they lead you off into the distance, like the stripe on a highway, or maybe in the case here at the World War II Memorial, they lead us right up to Claire, who's nice enough to pose. Very nice. So it's as simple as this. Literally, a line takes your viewer where you want it to go. That's perfect. We just have a line that curves right to her, and it's that simple because we've thought about it. Thinking about things ahead of time, or even on the fly, use these techniques and these tricks, they'll serve you well every time. So if there's anything I want you to get out of this lesson, it's to be patient and to tell a story, and to tell a story well. You've been working at it, you know the tricks, you know the techniques, you know how to handle bad light, bad subjects, bad composition, bad backgrounds. You know all that by now. You've got an inkling. Well, let's go farther. Let's be patient and tell a story. I think that's what everybody really yearns to do, but few of us know how. Well, let's start out here with a few really basic stories. Just kind of take you through them, see what you think. This first picture, a tumbleweed blowing across the highway. It is a one-picture story. You know it's cold and it's windy, may not be the greatest picture in the world, but it certainly tells a story. A single photograph can often tell a story. All right, let's get a little bit more complicated. How about a two-picture story? This is in the Galapagos Islands of Ecuador. Lots of fish. We've got a little cheapy underwater camera. I went on part of a cruise with my family, okay? Now let's go to the fish market, where they process these fish that the fishermen catch there. And believe it or not, the sea lions are very, very tame. These are wild sea lions that are very, very habituated. They're right at the fishermen's feet as they fillet those fish. I'm not showing the fish market here. I did shoot it. But you know, you get the idea here, don't you? And it's kind of funny. It's kind of interesting. All right, how about a three-picture story? In Idaho, I went there to photograph actually a ski resort. I ended up being fascinated by the fog and the steam coming off of this hot tub outside in the winter, where they actually have waiters serving drinks. And people are sitting around and they're doing handstands, and there's a little glass wall to block the wind. And what do you know? I'm there at the right time. I just happened to be there. Look at that. Look at what interesting stuff happens. Now, none of the pictures you see here are posed or staged. These were all shot on assignment for National Geographic, and they all worked out. They all did. How about this? Let's go to Alaska. Let's look at a big scene. How do we tell the story of Alaska in just a few frames? Well, by doing aerials first. I like to do aerials. A lot of times I'll just shoot them out the window of the plane as I'm landing someplace. This is on Alaska's west coast. And then up in Barrow, Alaska, the story of a warming Arctic, kids watching their elders go out and go hunting in traditional canoes. A little bit of action there, maybe a little bit of a story, maybe it asks more questions, maybe it's more mysterious than anything, I don't know. All right, how about this? A longer story. We can do longer stories. The story of the rivers in the Pacific Northwest. You start with the big epic scene. Do you need an airplane? No, this was shot off of a highway coming over a mountain pass. Okay, great. What else though, beyond that? Beyond the obvious picture of the river, how about going to the headwaters of that river, to a recreational hot springs where people are laying around on fallen logs in the forest all mossy? What else is the story? The harnessing of those rivers. Big, heavy industrial structures sitting along those rivers, damming them up. That's part of the story there, right? Or let's look down. Let's do all sorts of abstract angles. Remember, everything I do, I think about high angle and low angle and 360 degrees. And then I go inside. Wow, look at this. The propellers that actually turn the hydro dam, that create electricity. They're mammoth. A guy was in there welding, part of a group tour I was on. He was in there welding. That's interesting. Look at how big the propellers are. Soft light, interesting subject. Okay, what else? Is there anything else? Oh yeah, the reason I went, I wanted to tell the story of the salmon that migrate up the river. So I went to a traditional fish camp where Native Americans were drying salmon that they'd caught, and also looking at them releasing one back into the water. One that was a wild fish. At this point, they're releasing a lot of the wild fish back. They're only keeping hatchery fish in that tribe. So that's all right, isn't it? A little bit of drama, but above all, I want you to pay attention to the fact that it's not just a river story. It's about people. It's about wildlife. It's about going beyond the obvious. The obvious thing is to just take that picture of the river from above and maybe along the highway, along the river, call it good. But look at all the different things you can get out of that one body of water if you think about it and you do your homework. And this is key in storytelling. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Research, do your homework, please. You do not want to get out there and get skunked. I actually won't go someplace if I have a bad gut feeling about it. I really, really want to feel like I'm solidly grounded, like I've done my homework, and I have a base set of pictures to go get. Now, once I get there, I'm going to look beyond that and keep my mind open and try to get other things too. But I really, really try to be well-versed in the subject matter and know what I'm doing before I ever head out the door. It's something very simple to do, and you can too. So down on the National Mall, we're right by the reflecting pool. I'm thinking, how patriotic? What could we do? What could we do? Oh, I know. We could basically press my friends into bringing their children down here to have their faces painted to look like American flags. How about that? Beautiful. How about that? Isn't this fun? It's a lot. This is better than like going to a baseball game or whatever else you had planned, right? All right, seriously, this is fun because they're not photographed too terribly often, and we will all remember this for the rest of our lives, hopefully, and we'll get some nice things to show for it. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of work this situation. Sam and Julia here, they're two parts of the flag, and Linda's mom, and everybody's wrapped in a flag, and we're being very respectful. We're not letting those flags touch the ground, but we want to try to work this. The light's very beautiful. We're looking back. We see the Washington Monument. We see the Capitol building. So let's see what we can do. If you guys just get together, cuddle up, and we'll just do a straight picture, just a straight picture. Very nice. Very nice. I like it. Sammy, smile a little bit. That's great. Okay, good. That's very nice. Now, let's do individuals and just see how that looks. So Sam and Linda, come this way. Julia, sweetie, stay right there, okay? We're just gonna do something nice and close. Very good. I've got that green grass behind me. I love it. Very nice. I'm gonna go horizontal too. Okay, perfect. Bring your mom in here. Linda, come on in. Julia, you hop over there by your brother. Let's just see. Let's just see. Linda, why is your face not painted? Oh, you didn't want to? Okay. All right, hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on. This is nice. You know, the thing is, people are never younger than the moment you take their picture. You are older now than when I just took the picture. You're older now than when I just took the picture. Isn't this nice? Isn't that comforting? That's great. Very comforting. Yes. Okay, Sammy, come on in. Tuck up with that flag. Julia, don't let it hit the ground, sweetie. Keep it tucked up. Okay, Sam, let's just look. So I'm gonna start tight with my little 28 to 300. I'm gonna start tight. And I've got a green grassy background. They really pop out very nice. Give me a little smile. Good, but don't we wanna show where we are? Don't we wanna do this as an environmental portrait? Of course we do. So I'm gonna go horizontal. Sam's gonna be in the right-hand side of the frame, and we're gonna show the Washington Monument. We're gonna show the Capitol building. Here we go. I'm gonna get down low so my shadow doesn't block him. The trees are nice. Good, good, good. Very nice. Okay, Sam, give me a little smile, would you? Big smile. Straighten up a little bit, little taller. Big smile, big smile. I love it. I love it, it's beautiful. Very nice. I can get lower, make you go up above the trees. I can get up higher. Very nice. Now, I think that I'm getting there, but it needs a little bit of near-far perspective. So Julia, come on back in, sweetie. And Linda, I'm gonna put you in the background, okay? Way back, since your face isn't painted. Get together, guys. Get down a little lower. Good, just like an American flag. Very nice. I'm gonna shoot tight first, just so I have it. Look right here, guys. Look right here, Julia. Perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna go horizontal. The two of them, Linda and the Capitol building, and the Washington Monument. And you know what? I'm not gonna have very much depth of field. I want it to be about this with an implication of what's going on back there. I don't really need to see forever. Let's try this. Let's try this. Good, good, good. Julia, come forward a little bit, sweetie. Good. Okay, guys, both give me a big smile because we're almost done. Very nice. I love it. You guys are good posers. Could it be that it's because I have photographed you guys since you were babies? You guys, man, you're good at it. I'll pay you an ice cream. How's that? Deal. So that's the deal. Near-far perspective with something interesting in beautiful light, environments showing. We know we're in Washington, D.C. We're on the mall. How patriotic can it be? Thanks, guys. Reflections are a great way of going beyond the obvious and doing something more than just, say, a postcard. True? Absolutely. So how do we want to do this? What do we want to do? That's the key, is subject matter. Let's do something interesting. Let's do something colorful. The light is very soft. It's late in the day. That's fine. We don't have any bright sun. That's all right. What can we do? Well, I've got 3 friends over there that actually have American flags, and they're just going to simply run along the edge of the reflecting pool. We're going to get a beautiful picture, hopefully. So are you guys ready? All right, get set, go. Very nice, very nice, very nice. And they're gonna go back and they're gonna run back. Oh, that's cute and very patriotic. Oh, that's nice, that's very nice. Okay, great, great. Very cute and, you know, fun. And beautiful, colorful, something to do in very soft light on a windless night when this thing is just like a mirror, and truly a way to get beyond the obvious, to go beyond the postcard. How about that? I don't know about you, but I've seen the whole world through a windshield, it seems. I spend a lot of time on the road. We all do, right? I'm constantly looking for good road pictures. That's part of storytelling. True. Whether you're in a pine forest in the south, or maybe you're going down a road in Africa and a little antelope skitters across, or even a pride of lions. Truly, roads are like a big stage. They're waiting for players to appear. I often look at the comical along roads, like if my assistant gets our truck stuck in the mud in the Brazilian Pantanal, a big marsh, we're not going anywhere, why not make pictures? If I come across this, traffic's backed up because a bus tried to go across a bridge that was obviously too thin. That's good stuff too. The light's not great, but you know what? The pictures are there, so why not? It's fun, and it's something to do if you're stuck. You know, one thing I do that's kind of weird, we all do weird things, I guess, is I have a toothbrush from my local dentist back in Nebraska, and I take that with me. Wherever I am, stick it out in front of whatever iconic subject there is. In this case, it was koalas in Australia. Well, it makes a picture. It's kind of fun. The dentist likes to hang the pictures up on the wall, so that's okay. You know, one place that we really will get a great chance to practice storytelling are weddings. We all go to them eventually. They're great because they're predictable. They're going to happen in a certain place at a certain time, and a lot of them are destination weddings. Indeed, they force us to go to a foreign country sometimes. So truly, photographing friends and family at weddings, that's a great opportunity to hone your storytelling skills. Let's take the wedding of my niece recently. Went to the prenuptial dinner, had a camera with me, just kind of goofing around, a little portrait of her and her fiance. What I liked most was my son Spencer throwing a little fit hiding underneath a coat because the cake wasn't quite right for him, whatever it was. And then the big day comes, and I have a camera with me. I'm not the wedding photographer. I always take a camera with me to weddings, though, because I never know what I'll see, and I know that the bride and groom will appreciate it. Picture the ceremony. I'm very respectful. I'm not moving around much, but I work it a little bit. I'm not the primary photographer, but I do have a camera. I'm not afraid to use it. A little portrait afterwards. And then leaving the church. I know there are photographers down on the floor getting pictures of them leaving the aisle. I get up in the choir loft. It's an easy picture to make, and it shows everybody in the room, and it looks very elegant, doesn't it? The couple pops right out in that aisle. So that's a good one. That's all right. Then outside, we get ready, and we go to the reception. Lots of pictures there. I look for people having fun dancing that normally wouldn't be out. I look for congratulatory hugs, and I look for the bride sitting in her chair, marked especially for her. This is a really easy thing to do, you guys, is to practice your technique in a place where it's pretty much rock solid what's going to happen. No surprises, everybody's happy, they're dressed well. I'd encourage everybody to take a little camera with them if they go to a wedding or a special event. These are things that will last a lifetime. So this is it, the last assignment. What is it? Storytelling. I want you to tell a story in one picture. Then I want you to tell a different story in 2 pictures. I want you to do it 3 times, a third story in 3 pictures. Can you do it? Sure you can. Pretty easy, pretty easy. Now I want you to go beyond that. Storytelling is my favorite aspect about photography. It's why I do what I do. I want you to tell a story that makes the world a better place. And I want you to do it close to home because you're going to need to spend some time on this. I want you to pick a subject that means something to you. Could be the folks down at the local animal shelter that work very hard to save dogs and cats. Could be at a food bank. Could be anything really, just so it matters to you. And I want you to use your pictures and help make the world a better place. It is so satisfying, I promise you. It is very satisfying to see the work that you do make a difference. I can tell you from firsthand experience, there's nothing better. The other thing I wanted to say is this. I wanted to thank you for spending time with me, for getting this course and for getting all the way through it. And because you've done that, you get access to me and my staff right from our world headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Go to our website or call anytime, ask questions, follow up. I expect you to keep in touch if you care about photography. So, thank you again and good shooting.
Okay, you enjoying?
Yes, great.
Yes, it was good.
I think he was the best teacher. Some of the ones we've seen, they're all National Geographic photographers, but I wasn't as, figure I got that much out of some of those other ones, and I can see the difference in his. He really taught us something and explained it instead of kind of just explaining his pictures and what he took. And my mind didn't put that together, except not being as satisfied about other ones. This one was wonderful.
I got some people that are muted here. Let me unmute here.
Are you going to put that on the website, Bob? I didn't quite get
Yeah.
his,
Yeah.
I didn't get his website. I was
I'll
going
share
to
it
take a
with
picture
you.
of it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Are
We
you
can throw it
allowed?
up in general discussion before we leave. So if
Okay,
anybody wants
I
to
gotta
talk
run.
about
I'll
another
see you.
coping or whatever.
Bye, April.
Bye. See you. I gotta go to the next
Bye.
meeting. Bye.
Enjoy your next Zoom.
Thanks.
Great to see everybody.
Bob, I asked for you to put it on the chat, the website, please.
I'm not sure that you can post that on the website. I think it's copyrighted, and putting it out in the public domain is against the rules.
Oh,
Just
Joyce,
his
No,
website. We just
I
want his
just mean
website.
the website.
Yeah, but the website is like open.
Yeah.
Anybody can go onto our website. It's not just for members only. And so because it's public domain and because that is a copyrighted thing, I don't believe that you can post it on the website.
We don't,
I just wanted it on the chat. So, he said, okay.
what about his website that he said to call and ask him any questions? That's all I wanted. I couldn't quite get a picture
Me
of it.
too. That's what I'm asking for. I wasn't fast enough to write it down.
I thought it was www.joelsatori.com.
Joel Satori, yeah. I can get that. I'll get that for the group. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did go by pretty fast. What
Have
else?
a good week, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you everybody for attending.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bob, for the